Dang, can you believe it? 160 episodes of What's Up Flobo. The classic, the prime, all of that. How you guys doing? I'm doing okay. Before I get into today's topic, just want to say, do me a favor, check it back with all the other episodes in the What's Up Flobo canon right here on YouTube at youtube.com/Flobo Boys. If people have been asking me, they've been saying, yo man, I see you doing crazy things. How do I support? Well, got some new designs over at the Flobito shop. Choose Burgers is a brand new t-shirt. You can access that at flobito.threadless.com. Well, right now it's about 11:30 on Wednesday, March 31st. Got my first shot today. Got the pricky prick, the sticky stick for the COVID vaccine. It's kind of weird about that culturally. You know, people get it. I've been posting their vaccination cards on social media, which I don't quite understand. Or people are in the streets like, yo, which one you get, bro? Which one you get? For those who are curious, I got the Moderna one. I'm not sure if that's better or worse, but people have their preferences. It was interesting. I did a drive-through vaccination site. In fact, the original idea was to record this episode at the site, and I actually had some footage there, but I was like, this is probably a HIPAA violation. I'm not going to do that. It was drive-through, though, so I got to sit in my car throughout the process and wait in the waiting corral, I guess. What they're doing at the drive-through ones is basically they're getting like 10 cars, 20 cars in a row in the corral. They're vaccinating everyone, and then everyone kind of waits the 15 minutes, and then they push off. This is why you should always go at the time they say you should for your appointment time. But in that, things I've noticed two things. One, the gauge for the actual syringe is a lot thinner than I was used to. Fortunately or unfortunately, due to my experience as a test subject for a recent clinical study elsewhere, I've had blood work drawn with very thick gauges, and so I'm not sure if it's like my experience being used to that and being surprised, or maybe I was just in my head. But the actual prick wasn't that bad. I did kind of freak out the administrator. I assume they're some sort of medical professional. I'm not sure if they're nurses or doctors or whatever, but I figured out because she stuck me. So some of that blood like squirted a bit, and she was like, "Oh." It's like, I thought you saw everything, lady, you know. But that was interesting. Quick as it came out, quick as it sealed up. Sat in the car and drove on home. Don't have a second appointment already scheduled, but I'm sure it's a couple weeks from now. But yes, go ahead and get it, man. Why not? I'm not a person that does flu shots typically, but I got this one. It is also Easter weekend, and even though it's Sunday, because I originally had my appointment scheduled for Friday, I had cleared off my schedule Friday, so I get to celebrate Good Friday, probably having all the sugar products on the planet. I have my eyes on some buttermilk donuts over there from a donut shop from around the way. I want to enjoy that. Probably get some pizza. Why not? What's a diet on Good Friday, really? You know, no. Actually, if you're old school, you should be fasting on Good Friday. But if you want to be totally on brand, follow it to a T. But man, I could really go for some donuts right about now. Either way you celebrate, happy Easter. Happy. Do you say happy Good Friday? I mean, happy Holy Saturday. I gotta get that. For those who celebrate, and make sure you wear that dope drip. That new suit, that new Easter bonnet, if you're in the mood. Have some candies. You know, I used to be a Cadbury cream egg guy, but over the years, I'm not even going to argue about the dip and quality of chocolate because I know this law of diminishing returns and nostalgia bias, but Cadbury, I love you to death. I prefer you over Hershey most of the time, but you got to stop making the cream eggs smaller and smaller every year. You're not fooling anyone, Cadbury. What are you doing? I also have your fruit and nut dairy. I like that, but you got to get back. Call it a jumbo size. Put a warning label on it. Say, only eat this if you're fat. I understand why it's smaller now, but please don't be cutting out the size of the eggs because you're just totally killing the experience. You're killing the vibe. You know, imagine your favorite beverage ever. Having it in the lounge is a whole different vibe between having it in the lounge and having it in the dumpster. Having a small, tiny Cadbury cream egg is kind of like the dumpster. Just saying. No Easter plans for me yet. I think I might do some Rocket League casting that day. So pretty much keeping it chill, keeping it easy, not getting too involved with that. But the idea is to keep it easy, to understand the reason for the season. It's a high holy day. If you are super religious, I dabble. I bet my parents wish I was a lot more devout than I am, but I dabble. Week after those WrestleMania, I'll probably go more into that next week, but it's kind of the biggest day on the calendar if you're a wrestling fan, and I do mean all of wrestling, because even if you don't like WWE, you will realize how many small promotions have events tied to WrestleMania. It really is a Super Bowl mixed with the Oscars, mixed with any other big live event rolled into one for what we do, and I'm excited to do it. I know I'm doing a watch along on the Saturday with Women's Wrestling Talk. I'm not sure if I'm doing something on Sunday because it's 2 nights this year, much like last year, with another outfit. But it's going to be a good old time, and I can run through the card on one of my other shows, namely Draped in Gold, if the time comes to that. But it is definitely a good time. Spring is in the air. It's feeling like it's a better time. Hopefully more gigs come in from the DJ side and the comedy side, so I can go back on the road just to put the 2020 year behind me. But I'm willing to take as much time as it's necessary to. So that does it for me on this episode 160 of Wassup Flobo. You know the deal. Make sure you like, follow, subscribe on this YouTube channel the way you're watching it right now, and support the homie by buying a t-shirt at flopito.threadless.com. And if you want to unlock bonus content, we're talking Flopito's book club, we're talking Flopo started on Netflix, the stand-up comedy specials edition. Make sure you hit up the patreon.com/Flobo Boys. We call it the Boisterous Crew. Everyone's welcome. Sign up today, and you too can be rolling with the homie. That does it for me. See you next week.